Hello, and welcome to Galaxies in Peril, episode 5. We left off in the middle of some exciting action last time. So I think we can just jump right into it. Is there any other business we want to take care of before we start?
Well, not for this moment, but
Yeah.
I noticed that it says we still need to take an advance for the group, so just making sure we're
Yes.
aware of that.
Oh, yeah. Do we want to do that before we jump in? We can totally do that before we jump in.
I probably should have had more in mind than just saying that out loud.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool. Totally cool.
does anyone have any of those special abilities they like, or do we want to just up our like resources training stuff since we're early on?
Do, 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 do.
Training is always good. Also, the first one, ambassadors, that gives straight up add a stick to an action. That's good.
I'd probably go training. It was my
Okay.
first thought, just because we're all early and earning XP, so it pays off more now than later.
Yeah.
We get the
Yeah,
other
from a
two
pure
trainings, or
Yeah.
Either
just
either that either that or Star Chasers. Where if we continue to do discovery missions,
oh, that
then-
is cool. If we do
Yeah.
more discovery, and we are the seekers of truth and knowledge, so you'd think we would discover more.
Yeah, but then we won't be in a desperate position, so we'll gain.
It's true.
That's-
Less XP.
I hear you.
We need to desperately seek Susan. No.
Okay, ambassadors, it is. So that just gives us a pip.
or did we want to do the training?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Steven, you haven't expressed an opinion. Which do you prefer,
No, I'm good with
training
all
or
of that.
ambassadors?
I think training is good.
Cool. So you want training on prowess and personal?
Sounds good.
Cool.
And what were our wishes from last session? Do we have those?
Yeah.
Should.
I think they're here. Yeah. So Go for it.
Tighten up the mission generation a little bit, more scroll stuff, a Stanley cameo every 8 to 10 sessions, a limbo clock, some different ways to prep missions, more familiarity with the rules, which would come from playing, and who punches best is right is a gross idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a wish or just a general, but I wrote it down, so there you go.
Cool. I've got some of those already taken care of for you. So sweet. Anything else we want to do before jumping back into the action? Oh, we renamed the group from custodians to watchdogs. There we go. Yeah. No more janitors. All right. Anything else? Sweet. So when last we saw our heroes, let's see, you had been asked to do a favor. I think it was by Matt Murdock to escort a prisoner from Rikers to the federal court downtown to testify against Sebastian Shaw, the CEO of Shaw Industries, who's not a mutant at all. One of the mercenaries that had been working for him previously, Murray Resse, who's also a cyborg, was cut a deal, turned states to testify against him for reduced sentence and whatnot. On the way transporting him down the FDR highway there, Resse used his cyborg powers to jack into the vans, the coffee trucks, electronics, twisting the steering wheel and crashing the truck so he could escape out the top. I think it wound up being, I don't remember if he threw someone through the top or just bashed his way through. After some fisticuffs and a cool fastball special, I think Nero dove out the front window and then came up and was in the guise of of Resse, confusing one of the guys. Coming, four other mercenaries, cyborgs, coming up to help, and there was also a helpful citizen who was very concerned about the traffic being blocked, who took a shot and hit Remix as Resse. And we left off with Resse looking at Nero, saying, like, who do you think you are? And his face shifted to reveal the face of a Skrull. So that's what's happening. What would you like to do? I think Svava and Nighthawk were just injured. Kind of. Svava had a bear hug, and Nighthawk got lifted up. And Rain was on the sidelines doing their magic shit.
Yeah, I created a portal so that Zvava could kick the face
Yeah.
of the bad guy.
Probably attracted the attention of something unsavory in Limbo.
Impossible.
Was it Resse who turned out to be a Skrull, or was it someone else?
Resse, yeah, his face turned into a Skrull face.
Hmm.
I think if I recall, there's a Skrull language.
Mm-hmm.
So Remix will stop. And in Skrull, where's the real ring? Where's the real Resse? Are you a decoy? Are we a decoy?
And he just looks at you like totally confused.
Huh. Okay, that's interesting. You have to come with us.
I love it. Did you say that in English or in Skrull?
Probably in English. You have to come with us.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not coming with anyone. And so there's three cyborg, heavily armed Cronenberg gun cyborg mercenaries coming at you. One is confused because Remix convinced them that she was actually Resse, and we've got our disgruntled citizen. And there's going to be some trouble happening, and of course, our Resse.
Wow.
Well,
So
if no one else is
so I'm gonna do a
anything,
thing.
I'm just charging right in. But sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Yeah, who are you charging at?
The cyborgs. I'm not sure if I can tell who's confused or not. I'm just like charging right into that group.
Nice. Yeah, there's two coming from either side, so let's throw you at the two that are closest. Tell me what that looks like.
I think because as I recall, was it Rain or Nighthawk who helped me up from where I was hanging on the bridge?
That was Rain.
That was Rain. Cool. Yeah, I think I like. Is there anything big and heavy here that's smaller than a car, or is it like that?
Is there anything big? There might be a motorcycle with someone who just jumped off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I'm going to like go running towards them, grab the motorcycle as I'm running, and just throw it right at.
Nice. What do you think this would be a roll of?
I kind of think
Smash?
like unleash savage brute force feels like. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's also something I'm fairly good at, so I kind of.
That's true.
But I
Yeah.
also, I think I have to pay like 2 resilience for throwing a motorcycle, probably.
Yeah, that sounds right. Throwing a motorcycle accurately.
Yeah, yeah.
Not my motorcycle, right?
No,
Another.
no, just
Okay.
someone else who there's a fair bit of traffic that has backed up behind you. Not a ton because it's still early morning, but people have citizens have seen the situation and have wisely fled because they are in New York in the MCU and shit happens.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh,
So yeah, spend that resilience. This will be you're still in. I think at this point you're in standard for just that. So
cool.
let's make it standard risky.
Weren't we at weren't we at in desperate? But maybe we're not anymore.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Well, this
I
everything kind of paused, right? And people started
Yeah.
talking to each other. So I think it like got less. In my opinion, it got
Yeah,
less
that's true.
desperate.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I want to say it's risky now because you've kind of assessed the situation and it's no longer like you're not completely being taken by surprise.
That is fine with me. Does
Would
someone
you
want
like?
to help me,
Yeah.
maybe?
I certainly could. I'm not sure how. Um,
Distract
Oh.
them, maybe?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Distract them in some way, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds well. How about if I think we had said I had drones that were flying,
Mhm.
and I give you a better trajectory, like
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
throw this direction. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Cool. Do you want to push or take a devil's bargain?
I'm not going to push because I'm down to 3 resilience after this. And I think 3 dice will just have to be enough.
Cool.
It's not.
It's not.
It's a 3.
Cool. So we are in risky. So you deal with a consequence, harm, complication, or reduced effect.
No. I got a 3. This is
Oh right. You things go badly. Sorry, I was reading the wrong color. Um, things go badly. Suffer harm or complication. Lose the opportunity, or position becomes desperate. Mm. Ooh, yeah. I think so. This is a team of commando robots that have been cyborgs that have worked together before, and they have definitely fought supers before. And when they see you go for the motorcycle, they know what's coming, and they kind of wait for you to throw, and then split and come at you from either side. One
was
of them,
thinking-
oh, go for it. Yeah.
I was just saying. I was thinking they like shot the gas tank while you're throwing it, right?
Oh yeah. I love that even more. Yeah. Let's do that then. Yeah, that's even better.
You're
One
welcome.
of them has a like their arm is twisted into it's like a large bore shotgun or a grenade launcher, I guess. And yeah, when they see you throwing it, they just raise up their arm, and before you can let loose, just blow that motorcycle up in your hands, and that that's gonna knock you on your ass and do level 3 harm, I think.
Yeah, level 3 is a lot. I
It
think
is.
to resist that, even if I use my thing, it's down to level 2, and that's
Mm.
it. Yeah, of course, I risk going out. So, yeah, I'm going to resist it.
Cool.
I think I do the like I'm just about to throw the motorcycle. He shoots it, and I'm like sliding down under it so that the explosion it explodes, but
Nice.
I'm already past it.
Slow motion 300 shots.
Yeah. So I think that's prowess. So
Yeah.
2 dice. And
There you
get a
go.
4.
No trauma out yet. Cool. Yeah, so sliding under and the explosion goes back.
Yeah. Does this count as seizing the initiative when the odds are bad?
Yeah, for sure.
Because in that case, everyone who follows me gets +1 die to their next action. So
Yeah, what's the do you yell something out to trigger that?
yeah. Hit them. We just need to keep them here until the city guard shows up.
Love it.
That's great.
What's the name of that guy with the that was at Heimdall's place? He had the machine gun and all the other weapons.
Yeah.
That's who you're thinking about might be showing up.
What was it? It was some
Scourge.
Scourge.
Also, yeah, they made it. It's the
Scourge.
executioner from the comics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Rain, did you have something?
I do. I wanted to take notice of who's watching us.
Mm.
But I don't know if I should take advantage of the seize the initiative either. One or the other, right?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, you can see who's watching you without. That's just a thing you can do by looking. There are, to the north, I guess it would be. That's where the traffic is piled up and people are running away from their cars. There's probably someone with a phone up filming. The only person on the other side is the disgruntled citizen, and I think if you pause for a moment, you can see that there's like a news helicopter starting to circle above.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like I don't know what a Joker style villain or something like that watching us from up above, like taking notice of how we do our thing, or we're being evaluated is what I was thinking might be going on.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, good. That relieves a worry of mine. I then want to push myself to my limits and flip the truck back to its rightful spot. Which I don't have like strength listed or anything like that. So I'm more going to go with like, I'll repair the harm later. But I don't even know if I can do it. So maybe I should.
So you don't have enhanced strength as a power, right?
No.
Would that be using some magic stuff to do that?
I guess I was going to try to tap into whatever lets me do the regrow a body part over time, like whatever wolfy essence I've got that isn't, a shape-shifting wolf or whatever, but like a more like a metaphorical wolf. But if that's magically connected, that's fine by me. So yeah,
we can say that.
I'll dip into whatever I'm possessed with, but not like in a, Doctor Strange mystical symbols kind of way. Just so that sounds like a 2 or 3 resilient.
I think that's a 3. Yeah, it's a borderline.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I could argue a tune, given the description of what we've done.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're tapping into your magic powers to do that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm at lesser effect due to my migraine from or that I got earlier. So I guess I'm at limited risky.
Yeah, I think it's limited risky right now.
Okay. and I can either take a devil's bargain or push myself to push
Mhm.
the effect back up to standard.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see a devil's bargain of something like, you'll take an injury either
Mhm.
way. But if you've got anything, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I think either way, the whatever that wolf power is starts to manifest on your body physically.
But not crossing the line of shape-shifting, like Rich's character, right?
Right, probably more like you get furry, or like your eyes turn yellow, or you
Okay.
grow.
It
Yeah,
becomes obvious that I'm not
yeah,
quite me. Okay. Is
yeah.
that cool with you, Rich?
You become visibly that.
Yeah, thanks for the check-in, and it's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I really don't want to cross that line.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's less shape shifting and more of a tell.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
If some sort of glowy symbols on my back or chest or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm currently at 2 dice. And I'm gonna just read my powers again. I'm a master of limbo energy. But it's more worried about a workspace and creating stuff.
I don't know how narrow could help. If you can help me come up with a reason, I'm happy to throw a help your way. I just don't know how.
Mm.
It's a scroll technology truck, right? Is there any like verbal command where it might help me? I don't know. Like just ask nicely or something like that. But I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of anything. All right, 2 dice.
Cool.
Screw it. I'll push myself 3 dice.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
I can't do both. Never mind. I can't do a devil's bargain and push myself for die, but I can do the devil's bargain for the effect. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna push myself. All right, 3 dice. So click, and dose trace. Nice and easy. That's what I'm naming this roll. Nice and easy.
Nice.
I was
There you
1
go.
point off of getting this mastered on my first roll. I was like, oh, so close.
So close.
Okay.
But you do it perfectly. What does it look like when you use your wolf powers to pick that truck back up?
So I'm sure she's like running there and she's looking around and she's, people look safe and we're not being watched. And she knows if we're ever going to have a chance of like recapturing anybody, she has to get the truck flipped over.
Mm.
And she's like, Lord above, how can I get this done? And something just kind of like ripples through her body a little bit, like she's asking for something and it's giving it to her, and she didn't know that she could do that. And she like stares at her hands as like, the nails get longer, and the eyes flip like she can see in the mirror like her eyes have changed, but she feels different, right? Because she's pushed past the migraine and all that, and she just, like they tell you how to lift, she just squats, puts her hands over and flips it with a growl. And I think it almost flips back over to the wrong side, and then it flips back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So
Awesome.
and she's like, yes, and she's a little too motivated right just now. So that's me.
What is Nighthawk up to right now?
So I was considering.
A lot
I
of
think
things happening.
Yeah, Nighthawk has slipped back and is kind of sneaking around. Kai, do you mind if maybe we don't use the truck to no, I think that's fine. I think I can. Okay, Nighthawk slips around
What was your
behind.
question? But what was your
I-
question?
I was going to ask if we don't use the truck to apprehend Michael Reese, but I
Oh, sure.
think what I'm
Sure.
going to do
That's
instead,
just in her head. That's just in her
yeah,
head.
yeah. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip around, around the crowd and move quietly and see if I can't get behind my Reese, and then I'm going to use my grappling hook to uh what I'd like to do is use the grappling hook to snag the truck
Mhm.
and uh connect that to Reese, probably through handcuffs or something. So slap handcuffs on him, so we'll take off in the truck and drag him along with us.
Hmm.
So
Um, yeah, I think he's still like actively doing things. Getting handcuffs on him might be more difficult.
I don't
Um,
need to handcuff him. I just need to
like get
connect
him.
the wire. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think you can connect the wire to the truck without a roll. That's just a thing that you can do there. But you want to try to like entangle him or something
That's
with
exactly
that.
right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think this is going to be uh lowered effect and risky.
Okay.
I'll help.
What are you using to roll for that?
I think that would probably be skirmish from the sound of it. Yeah. Skirmish sounds right.
Okay. So you're trying to like actively like physically get it around him with your fighting stuff. Okay.
I think I'm depending on surprise to step out from an area where he's not expecting
Mm,
and slip like a loop over him or a clamp over his leg or something that can be hard for him to reach in
okay.
order for basically in order to connect it to him is all I really
Yeah.
want to do. So
Yeah.
that
That
could
that sounds
also
more like prowl, but it's
prowl.
up to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's up to
prowl
you.
is fine. Yeah, I,
Okay,
I I
cool.
think it's more of a sneaky thing than it is a fighty thing.
Nice.
Um,
Let's take us up to standard risky then. If it's prowl, I think that'll do that.
okay. So standard risky, that's one die. Um, and I don't think Svava's die comes into play because it's not a direct attack. Is that right?
Let me take a look at Svaba's power.
It
Um,
says anyone who
Next
follows.
action.
to your next
This is
action.
next action.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Remix is helping. I think I could see Remix like leaping forward, maybe even Fantastic Fouring a little bit to stretch forward and try to shove him in position to help Nighthawk, because maybe we've done this before. We trained in it.
Mhm.
perfect. Yeah, that
Nice.
sounds great. And then I'm gonna kick off my Battleborn for another die. Actually, I'm gonna tick off Battleborn for increased effect.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a 5.
Cool. That's a 5. So yeah, let's see. How does this work now? So yeah, tell me what that looks like as you do it.
Yeah, so I think that
Because he's kind of in conversation with Remix a little bit still.
that's right. So he's engaged with Remix, and I think that on my grappling hook there's a connector so that I don't necessarily have to hold on to it like if I'm, rappelling or something like that. It'll just connect to my wrist. And I reach down and I slip up behind him and slap that around his ankle. I
Mhm.
fire, grappling hook the truck, and slap that around his ankle so it's connected to him,
Mhm.
and he'd have to fumble around to access it. And then get back out of the way. Yeah. Actually,
Cool.
I'm gonna take off towards the truck because we just need to drive away now.
Yeah, yeah. I think the complication though is as you're focused on Reese to do that, the one Reaver on the other side manages to like body check you, and like as you like turn and go for the truck, he just like shoulders into you, and again like I think knocks you up against the truck, and we'll just call that level 1 harm.
Okay.
because his intention is to just stop you instead of just smash you.
And I'll take that.
Yeah, remakes. What are you up to?
Huh. Okay, so you did successfully attach him to the vehicle
Yeah, his
with the
ankle is
intent of
attached.
drawing away, and yeah, I think I'm just going to try to and continue and entangle him so he doesn't grab it. So I'm just going to Fantastic Four around him.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I'm super scrolling out. This is terrible.
Let's see. Remakes. So stretch your body at 2 times its length.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to stretch it more than that?
I feel like I need to
to
stretch it
entangle him?
more than that. Why not?
Okay, yeah. Just like a entangling somebody with a elongated body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So that would be 2 resilience.
Okay, I will pay it.
Cool. I think you're at still at risky standard now.
Okay, that's fair.
What do you feel like that is a roll with?
I think finesse. She's trying to angle her body around and move it so that she can manipulate. Yeah.
I think that might be lowered effects. If you want to go with skirmish, I think it's regular effect because skirmish is straight up entangling. But if you want to do it delicately, it might take a little bit more.
The same dice, so I'm okay with the interpretation as being more like skirmish. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. So still at standard, risky. You've got your stuff there. Do you want to push or take a devil's bargain?
I would like to hear a devil's bargain. I'm interested.
So whether you entangle him or not, you still look like Resse, and I think the devil's bargain is the guy who tagged you with the shotgun before is going to further engage you since it looks like the two of you are together somehow.
That's fair. That's fair. I accept that devil's bargain,
Cool.
and then I'm going to push myself to increase the effect.
I can
Nice.
help you.
Ooh, okay. Well, hold on. I'll
Yeah.
listen to the help.
Yeah, so Nighthawk will help by, yelling at you, remember your training.
He does care.
And this is your first action since Svava's
Yes, so I do get the
cry,
die of
right?
that.
Cool.
Yes. So 1 die for skirmish, 1 die from Svava's help. I took a devil's bargain, but do I need extra effect or?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Then maybe I don't need well, I could refuse. No, I like that devil's bargain. It's fun. So then can I get help in devils? I don't think I can. It's one or the other, right? Or is it I can't push it?
You can't get dice from both of them, I think.
Okay. Save your resilience, Nighthawk. She's going on her own. She hears the advice, but
Will do.
yeah. 3 dice. Here we go. Got a 5.
That's a 5. Cool. So you do it. You manage to entangle him. So he is entangled by you and ankle cuffed to the truck via that. The gentleman, he's in a relatively nice suit, and he's got the shotgun, and he is focused on you and will likely open up again soon. But I think the complication is his eyes go wide as the entangled Resse starts to glow with flames on his lower half of his body.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he's just like shaking his head at you. And I don't think you take any harm from that yet, but we'll see what happens. What would y'all like to swap? What do you have to do?
So Reese is kind of stuck to. He was connected to the truck, right?
Yeah, he has ankle grappled to the truck, and he is entangled by Reminx.
Yeah. Then I think I want to try to shield the others from the cyborgs.
Mm.
So like turn over a car or something, or
Yeah.
turn it on its side so that we have something between us and the cyborgs,
Okay.
so
Cool.
that the
Yeah. So I
team can kind of work on Reese without them at least being able to shoot us.
Yeah. So there's two cyborgs on either side of the truck.
Okay, okay.
The two that shot you, and the two that include the one that Remix is talking to. So
Okay, okay.
you could maybe still try that, but it would definitely be more of a stretch.
Yeah. So maybe two of them. No, I think I'll go for the two who were shooting at me, try
Mhm.
to grab them and dive off the bridge. Just to get them out of there. And if I'm out, well, at least we've at least the numbers are better for the others.
Love it. Cool. Let's see. Uh, yeah, you're just grabbing them and running. I think that's just regular old being Asgardian. So I don't think you need to spend any resilience on a power for that.
Cool. Good, because I
Yeah,
can.
that also that works out for you.
Yeah.
What would you think you would like to roll for that?
It feels like skirmish.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, so I think that'll be standard risky.
And risky. I just have the one die to begin with, so I would love to hear a devil's bargain.
Hmm. Ooh. I think the one without the grenade launcher in his arm is actually they knew that there would be an Asgardian on the team, and they came with a like an Asgardian blade to specifically engage you with.
Oof. Yeah, that sounds cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, because now you got a sword you can take from him.
Yeah, and he like kind of like does the neck cracky thing. He's like, I came ready for you.
Yeah. You know how
Giant,
to
giant Slayer.
you know how to wield that blade, imposter.
Way to find out.
Yeah, so I have two dice. That's not great, but it's something.
Do you have a
And
suggestion about how I could help? Because I could potentially help.
ooh,
I've been knocked up against the truck by some of the other Reaver, by a different Reaver.
yeah. Use a line or a grappler or something to trip one of them so that there's like less resistance when I'm charging them.
That sounds perfect. I think I pull out my a grappler and fire it at the edge of the bridge, wrapping around one of the poles. And this is a trick that we trained, last session with,
Yeah,
where it's behind them, they've dodged it, but this would be a trip thing. So if you push them into it, it'll be easier to get them over.
Nice.
nice.
Love it.
Yeah, that's great. Now the 3 dice worked out great last time. So exact same roll.
Yikes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and you charge him, and you like he sidesteps and turns in a way that you immediately recognize that like he has trained not only with that blade but someone versed in your fighting style, and just twists and extends his arm and just impales you on the blade, level 4 harm.
Yeah, I'm just going to use my ability.
Yeah.
Uh,
And yeah, like, and he's just like up close with you now. It says, "Yeah, I
so I
do."
think this is because this is, yeah, it's ignore level 4 harm.
Yeah. So how do you ignore that harm?
I think it's this split second thing. I realize he knows what I'm doing. He's going to do this thing. So I turn just at the last second. So he like, the blade like cuts, just barely scratches me,
Yeah.
but now we're right up close. Yeah, that was my thing.
What's our devil wolf doing?
Wincing. So
And that grapple that Nighthawk shot is still there as a active part of the environment.
Nighthawk, what would be best for the truck to do right now with the way you've got things set up? Like, should we just peel out? Should we like drive around in a certain way and wrap? I don't know. I'm just looking for like how you were hoping this would play out.
If you basically, we're outnumbered here, and if we move to another location, maybe we can get an advantage.
Okay.
Either way, we need to get out, right? So I'm
Okay.
hoping we can get out and not lose the mission.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm gonna jump in, and try to get the caffeine hazard mobile going.
Yeah. I think you're able to jump in and try to start it easily. I think the obstacle here is overcoming whatever control Reese took over it.
Oh, right. Okay.
And there are multiple ways you could try to do that. I want to hear from you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you jump in and try and start it, and like it's scroll tech. There's screens and whatnot, and you can tell that it's still under his control, even though his control is still affecting it, even though he's not actively in it. So he wouldn't be actively resisting you
Yeah.
trying to take over. You just have to get past whatever he did to it.
Okay. What would that look like? Um, hmm. I guess Tinker. Um, and oh, right. I guess maybe there's a hard reboot. I'm gonna try to do a force
Cool.
hard reboot.
Yeah.
If I could just remember with this migraine what I was told and how to do the reboot. So
Awesome. I love that.
okay. That's
So you've got less effect from the migraine. So we're at lower effect and risky,
the limited risky.
limited risky.
Okay. Could I push for status for effect, so desperate standard?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe like it's got countermeasures and it could
Mhm.
like fry me if I that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
or do more physical damage to the truck.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll
All sorts of things that could happen.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So that's a push. I think you have to pay for that. Right?
No, you can just trade
Okay, you can trade. Okay.
effect for
All right.
position.
So I'm at Desperate Standard Tinker.
Mhm.
Still only one die.
You can still push for that or take a devil's bargain.
We got a lot of Devil's Bargains in this game.
No, no.
It's like trophy over here. Um, I'll just see what a die does. So,
Let me
Right.
see.
Oh.
Is there some way I could help? I
I'm like,
think
Nighthawk, what is the damn reboot sequence?
I think I set up the reboot sequence here, and it has what's the right word? Antivirus, right? It has
Okay.
protocols to try to get rid of any control.
Okay.
That should get you a second.
Okay.
Nice.
Yay.
Whew, also down to 1 resilience there.
I hit
They're off for everybody.
the button.
Hit the button.
Woohoo!
That's a 5. Okay, you do it with a consequence. Yeah, so following Nighthawk's instructions, you get it, and the the truck comes to life. Do it with a consequence: severe harm, serious complication, or reduced effect. Harm doesn't make sense. I don't want to reduce your effect. I think the complication is that since it took a minute for that to get up, in the meantime, Resse has fully activated his powers, and he is now human torching, and he's taken flight while still tethered to the truck. And Rich, you're entangled up on a human torch right now.
But if I resist, that doesn't happen, right?
Yes, yeah,
Okay. I do want to resist that.
yeah. Go for it.
I'm going to use insight. And so it's what it looks like is I guess like I'm just I know I'm yelling at it to make it go faster. But what would I anyway, I guess like I flash back to like another override or something like that. And there's like this button under the wheel, and I hit that. And like it's not the best reboot, but it's like the final
It's
thing
a
I get.
faster Ruby.
It's
Yeah.
a faster one. I'm like, this is taking too long, and so I hit that button, so that it'll happen now and not after
Awesome.
this guy has done its thing. So I roll my insight. Yes. Okay, that's 2 dice.
Yeah.
All righty, and boop.
Oh
Oh
my. Oh my.
I can
that
add
will
those 2 together, right?
You can, but math is weird in this universe, and it only adds up to 4.
Okay. Well, 4 would out of 6 minus 4, right? But anyway, how many am I allowed to have?
How many? Which are you allowed to have?
Like, when do I trauma out? How many resilience do I trauma?
You would have 1 resilience left after that. It looks like.
Not tracking it on the?
No. I know that we have different like than regular blades, and I couldn't remember if like
it's on your character sheet. You have 3 more.
Well, okay, so I started with 5, and now I'll have 9. Is 9 a trauma, or is 10 a
10?
like?
No, 10 is, yeah.
Okay, that's all I was asking. I I
I
didn't know
was
if
just
they
trying
were.
to point, like, for future references, it's those number of boxes, but you can actually use XP in training or something and get more
Get
resilient
more,
down
yeah.
the road.
Which is why I thought there were extra. Like it was ready for me to do that.
I
so,
see. No, it is
Oh.
not. I created with exactly what you have, 10.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh,
Fantabulous.
yeah. Good question.
I
think
That's what
three,
that's the disconnect.
three of you are at 1 resilience left.
Actually, I have 2 because I have.
You got 2. Yeah. So Remix
have
has
one
2 and
expansion,
Nighthawk has 2. All right. Cool.
And I
yes.
screech out like I'm going. Like
Yeah. So yeah, Remix and Reese are two members of the Fantastic Four right now, attached to the truck that is getting dragged out. I think Reese gets pulled to his, so he's prone on the ground, entangled, while the truck screeches away. And they screeches right past Nighthawk, who is right there by the truck. What are you up to?
I think I just want to grab a hold of the truck and get out.
Okay, cool. You can
yeah.
totally do that.
Should I do something else while I'm here? No, I think I'm gonna grab a hold of the truck, and if we have anybody following us, like if those Reavers come after us, I'm gonna see if I can't take pot shots. What do I have?
Okay.
I think that would probably be. Oh, I'm gonna drop like a smoke grenade or something like that to hide our exit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So so the intention is to give yourself some cover there. Great.
Yeah.
That sounds standard risky to me. What do you want to use for it?
That sounds like prowl to a certain extent.
Yeah,
This is going to be trying to sneak past. And this is still during a fight, so I'm going to use Battleborn to know where to put it.
Nice.
And that's it. Do you have a suggestion for a Devil's Bargain?
So you're grabbing onto the truck itself, right?
Yep.
So I think, well, no, that wouldn't be right. I don't know. Anyone else have a Devil's Bargain? Let's think of one.
Maybe lose some equipment. You'll have to spend resource or something to replace it. It's kind of boring, but
so we're trying to make a fast getaway. If this happens, we're leaving behind some of the Reavers. This is a little orthogonal, but
and Svava and Rain.
And Svava and Rain, yeah. But maybe not Nighthawk shows up to deal with the Reavers in his murderous rage.
Oh, I kind of love that.
So that's good.
What do you think, Steven?
Yeah, I really like that. That's a really good one.
Nice.
And of course, I don't know that, but basically, not Nighthawk shows up and like steps out of the smoke or something like that. Yeah, let's see what this looks like. So that's 3 dice. And that's a 4.
Okay. Yeah, how does he show up? So it's not just a poof smoke bomb. It's a this covers the whole. It's a covers like a whole 20 by 20 by 20 area. It's a supercharged smoke bomb that allows you to peel out there, and the any Reaver that is not physically attached to the truck will not see your getaway in time to react to it. Oh yeah. Yeah, and exactly what you said happens. I think you guys peel away, and the other ones are still kind of engaged with Svava at least, and Nighthawk steps out of the, Spirit Halloween Nighthawk steps out of the smoke and has oh yeah, the Reaver that was right, the one that knocked you into the truck, is just kind of standing there staring at you, and he just kind of like slips around him and kind of like pushes his head back so he rolls forward a little bit and then takes a step away, and that Reaver turns around to look at him, and he had attached a little limpet mine on the back of his head, and his head just explodes forwards, and it's real messy, and he just kind of crumbles to the ground.
And we see that panel, right? That
Yeah.
comic panel.
Yeah, but we see like the we don't see his head explode. We see like the blood spatter on the Spirit Halloween Nighthawk, and then the body cup. And then I think the next panel we see is the news chopper above.
That's right.
Obviously, this is a Marvel Knights imprint comic.
So I guess that's who was watching us. I just didn't detect them. So
Yeah, I mean, you saw that there's a news chopper, and it was just like, hey,
no.
we're getting coverage.
The not Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
That's who that's how I had senses that someone was watching us, but I couldn't detect them because they're just that good, just that good. So
cool. Svava or Rain, you up to anything?
I can't think of anything at this point.
So there's 3 Reavers left, right?
There are 3 Reavers left, and they are all since they haven't seen the truck escape, they're all focused on you two.
Yeah, and one of them is I'm grappling with one of them, basically.
Yeah, you're right up close, Mask of Zorro style.
Yeah, I'll just headbutt him and grab his arm and try to take the blade from him. He has no right to have that. I'm taking that. At least trying. That's skirmish, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a whole die.
Yeah.
Devil's bargain.
Devil's bargain for taking the blade. Ooh, either way, you get a good look at the blade, and it belongs to someone that you know.
Ooh,
with probably some bad implications there.
Yeah, I will gladly take that.
It's your neighbor Roger. He's a sword collector, you know.
He borrowed my sword 6 months ago and never gave it back. Yeah, I'm thinking it's more of like a long knife / short sword kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't push myself. I don't have the resilience for that. And Rain does not have the resilience to help me.
I don't mind traumaing out if you want me to drive towards you and scare the crap out of him or something like that.
Nah, I don't think it's.
Oh yeah, Swab is the only one facing those 3 Reavers right now. Yeah, because Rain's in the truck.
I'm just saying, like, trauma gives me extra XP, so I'm perfectly willing to do it.
I think you'll get a chance anyway.
All right. Your choice.
I kind of. If I go for great effect here, if I trade position for effect, basically, because because I think this is risky, right?
Yeah, this is a risky standard right now.
Yeah. If I trade for great effect, can I like take the blade and throw him away so that he's like not or knock him into something or something?
Yeah, yeah, I think that'll work.
I'll do that because I feel like I need to change the situation more than just taking the sword.
Mhm.
Would like
That'll be great effect, desperate situation.
Yeah, it's crappy anyway. So
So,
Go for
these
Nope.
dice,
it.
the 3.
Oh my. Who do you think the blade might belong to?
It's my sister.
Oh, nice. Does she have a name? I mean, she has a name. But
Not yet, but I will get to something quickly.
cool.
Have we ever met your sister?
No, I thought she was back in New Asgard, but
Mhm.
who knows?
Oh. Hmm.
is she one of the Valkyries?
I was a Valkyrie in training, I think, and I think she tried out and was like rejected, and she's not happy about
Hmm. Did she steal a Valkyrie's blade, or is this just something that we
it. No,
just
I
still like
think
just
this
one
is
she had
her.
hanging around? It's just hers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Still good.
this is her.
Cool. So I think what happens that you try to grapple the blade away from him and wind up grabbing the blade part itself, and your hand slides along, and it doesn't do any Sigrid. Great. It doesn't do any harm, but immediately you get this like very realistic flash. Like as you see your hand, you kind of like uh, fisheye zoom out, and you see Sigurd's hand also covered with blood, and then we kind of like rotate around, panning to her face, and she just looks shocked, and you see her slump to the ground. And I think the three, since you are the only one, and I don't, I think maybe you slump to the ground as well from the shock of that. Again, it's not really harm, but yeah, and as you do, the three are just like, great, we did our job. And you don't see what happens, but they probably just take off. You can resist that, of course, if you like.
Sorry, what part of that was the consequence?
The consequence was the flash of your sister covered in blood, probably a flash as they took the blade, and then her slumping to the ground and you slumping to the ground in with sympathetic.
No, I'll that's a great consequence. I'll take that.
Cool.
Feed me story.
Yeah, and I think since they see that the last person that they were there to take care of, they disperse somewhere. They don't have a beat on the truck, and they saw Nighthawk, not Nighthawk, blow up one of their dudes' heads. They're like, "Cool, I think we did our job. Bye." Truck crew, what's going on with the truck? Remix and Resse are getting dragged along for the moment, and Nighthawk is on the truck, and Rain is driving the truck.
Would you stop burning me?
And he's I think his face grows alarmed as the flames get hotter, and it's possible he might be unintentionally going Nova.
Oh crap!
What would you like to do?
I think he's losing it. Do I know anything about a Super Skrull going Nova?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that the
yeah,
thing
that's-
we do.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens intentionally or unintentionally sometimes.
That's awesome. Rich, did not know that. That is good to know.
I could slam on brakes
I think I've only seen it done intentionally, but yeah.
so that you guys fly towards the back, I guess.
Well, I could basically hit the return thing on the grapple hook, so it basically starts to reel them in.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. You can absolutely do that with no consequence, except the Nova Ing, what appears to be a Super Skrull, is now closer to the truck.
Hey, you need to calm down. And she's gonna try to move up from the flaming part of him
Mhm.
to knock him out. She's not a good fighter. She's gonna try it.
You can also try and like maybe talk him down, if that's the thing you wanted to try. I think that
I
might
would
be
love
difficult.
to try. Yes.
That would be more difficult, but
Yeah,
definitely an
but the
option.
more difficult thing has never been
Yeah,
a bad idea, right? Try the hard.
yeah. So would your intention just be definitely talking down from Nova Ing? But
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Hey, you need to calm down. This is only going to make things worse. You can get out of this, all of this, if you just come along with us.
And I assume this is in English, not in Skrull.
Yeah, I'll do it in English so the others could potentially hear what she's trying. But if you go Nova, everyone's going to get hurt. You too.
Holy true. Cool. I think it's lowered effect just because of the intense situation that's going on right now.
Fair.
But it's still just risky. Yep. It sounds like a mingle. What do you or sway?
I think
what do you feel like?
Sway feels
Yeah.
more appropriate to this situation, even though
Yeah.
I'm less good at it. Do you have a devil's bargain?
I mean, whether you talk him out of it or not, he burns through the tether.
Hmm.
Anyone else have something?
Is it kind of like when, not to be gross, but like sometimes when you hear someone throwing up, it makes you want to throw up. So maybe watching someone go Nova makes you want to go Nova.
Oh, maybe trigger some flame on you.
That's funny. I don't know if I'll take that one, but it's pretty good.
That's fun.
Is Remix taking damage by being wrapped around a person on
Not
fire?
yet. No,
Okay.
that might be a consequence, but not yet.
Okay, fair. I just wanted to remind you of it in case that was something.
Oh yeah.
I sometimes forget.
I mean, another thing could be heat. Like there's always heat to be added. Like literally, but like, the helicopter could be like covering all of this or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think we've already got heat from the helicopter.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. I think the Nova one, because it's crazy. And does she Nova too? Or is she at risk of Nova? Like, are we starting a clock or is it just happening?
Ooh, I think I don't think you would go Nova necessarily. I think you would like unintentionally flame on, and that
Ooh.
would probably freak you out. If not,
Right,
it
yeah,
wouldn't harm you, but yeah, it would definitely freak you out.
I'll take that. That sounds good. It's wild, and why not?
Awesome.
Cool. So
Yeah, and
one
you
for
still
Sway.
look like him.
One for Sway and one for the Devil's Bargain. I'm just rolling a mirror. 2. I'm bad at swaying.
Is there a way I could help? I can't think of anything, but
I can't either.
I could
Uh,
slam on brakes and break his like concentration for a second. I mean,
I just don't want you to trauma out while driving.
well, I think like it just means that I can no longer help, right? Like I'm just locked into the zone, or I don't know how do we handle
I thought when you
being-
took your last point of resilience, you're out of the fight.
Yeah, you're out of the scene, and that might. I mean, depending on what your if you're just slamming on the brakes, I don't know if that like takes. I mean, that would take you out somehow, and maybe it's just too
Maybe
much, and
maybe
you
I
pass
inadvert
out, or
yeah, maybe I inadvertently portal out or something.
or smack your head against the the wheel. Like,
Yeah, or
So-
something comes flying from behind, knocks you in the head.
yeah,
One way I could potentially help is I could yell out at you. I could yell out, remember who's in control, and that could go for both of them and helps, help
Oh.
influence them.
that would be fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you
I'll
want
take it.
that?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I'll do that.
All right. That is 3 total dice I'm rolling.
Cool. Let's see what we get. Hey, 2 1s and a 6. That will do it.
Now 1 6, I'll take that. The other 2 ones,
Yeah.
just ignore those. They didn't happen.
Yeah. So, yeah, you have a little time for a little monologue right now.
Sweet. So she says, Reese, whoever you are, you need to stop this. Everyone's going to get hurt, even you. We're trying to get you someplace safe, and we'll protect you from Shaw.
And I
Calm
think
down.
you also have Skrull telepathy a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that helps calm him, and maybe as you are doing that, you can kind of feel the flavor of his mind a little bit, and he definitely has a human mind. He doesn't have a Skrull brain in that head of his there. But yeah, and he not only not Nova's out, but you can see him kind of like realize the situation he's in right now, and the flames go off. You're still being dragged, I guess. Or you pull the did you pull the brakes?
I
Raymond?
pulled the return, the grappling.
You did the
return,
yeah,
so
you did
it's
the
being
thing.
wheeled in.
Yeah. So you want to say it's wheeled into the back of the truck at this point? Just to
That sounds
not
fun.
not have a conversation while you're being dragged.
I like that.
Yeah, or like onto the back bumper maybe or something. So there's a spot where you can get on there, and you're both kind of clinging to the outside of the truck, and his face kind of goes soft, and the flames die out, and you're it's like Reese face to Reese face right now, and he's just like, I didn't want to hurt anybody, just Shaw's gonna kill me either way. I don't think you can stop him.
Well, if you're going to die either way, then you might as well try this out.
How are you looking like me?
Uh,
And his face goes back to his regular face.
I'm an alien? How did you turn into look like this?
It's a long story. Are we? And I think you at this point you can drive off into the sunrise. It's like, just let's get somewhere. Let's just get somewhere quiet.
Okay. Of course.
Where do you take him?
The prison? Our prison? Get in there.
Try again later.
Yeah.
So originally we were taking him from the raft to the courthouse.
From Rikers to the courthouse. Yeah.
From Rikers to the courthouse. I think
I guess
we're in the
Rikers has a
truck-
super swing.
I think while we're in the truck, I radio to the courthouse and say, there was an attack. You probably heard about the disturbance on, at this, road location. We're taking our charge to a safe house.
Nice.
Just to radio ahead and let everybody know, hey, the whole courthouse thing is gone.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and I think the story he gives you on the ride back is that he got He got picked up for doing bad guy mercenary stuff, and he was approached by a gentleman in sunglasses and a dark suit who made him an offer if he was willing to try out an experimental serum for them. They would see how it goes, and he could use it to escape. And apparently, it worked one way or the other.
Oh. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they said it would give me more powers, and it looks like it sure did.
uh-huh.
So you're an alien.
Yes. And now I'm wondering if someone like me is how they made whatever serum you took.
Do you think that guy was an alien too?
Probably.
I don't know how long this is going to last, but I don't know how long I can control this. So is there somewhere safe I can get?
That's the plan. We're going to get you somewhere safe. Try not to explode, and sometimes I deliver coffee in this. Dan.
Yeah, and he like looks through the hole in the roof. Sorry about the mess.
It'll be okay. You're just scared.
I didn't know my old crew was going to show up either, so that's a surprise for both of us.
It's okay.
Did I see did Cole get it looks like something bad happened back there.
Do you care about Cole? We could check on him.
Yeah, I mean we're buddies, we work together.
They may have had their reasons for why, but they were trying to help you, I guess.
All right. Well, cool, yeah. Take me where you need to and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Spend the night in the tank, I guess.
It's not
yeah.
bad.
And you definitely can take him to the door and get him in one of the rooms. And I think we'll call that mission over. Cool. Let's take 10 and we'll come back and do some and we are back. Okay, so let's do let me bring up the book. Let's do some rewards. I'm gonna do the heat actually first, just because it's simpler. I think we got 3 heat altogether in mission. How did the mission go? Was it smooth and quiet? No. Contained, I think it was loud and chaotic. It sounds right, as very public. Lots of things blowing up. So that's 4 more heat. Add that. Post. Oh no. High profile job. You consider this a high profile job?
I don't want to sound defensive or anything, so I'm perfectly happy saying yes, but
It's high profile to like the legal system. Like,
right, yeah,
special
but
permission for us to transport somebody.
yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I was thinking along the lines of like, this was pretty low key, other than one news chopper, but we can make it high profile by that news chopper.
Yeah, and I think it's also a key witness in a case against the CEO of Shaw Industries doesn't show up because of super shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
yeah. So I'm gonna add that one for high profile, and so killing is plus 10 heat. You didn't actually do any killing, so I don't think that's going to be on you, but that is definitely a thing that will be noted in the future. that Nighthawk blew some guy's head up. Cool. So that's it for heat, I think. Double check. Oh yeah, did you act like ambassadors for humanity? Minor bad optics or inexcusably bad. I'm gonna throw another one on there for that just because of the whole Skrull connection. And who knows what the news chopper picked up on that. I'll use that for some clocks. Cool. So that's 9 heat altogether that I'm going to be adding onto some clocks there, and I'll do that off screen. Let's look at rewards. So reputation, was the mission secret? Absolutely not. Did you flesh out the world? Definitely. Did you do your best to avoid conflict? What do you think?
I don't think Svava avoided conflict.
I would say that in general we did, because we got out of the place of the conflict as quickly as possible, and Remix talked down, one of the antagonists.
Cool.
That was
yeah. So we'll take one for that. Did you go up against a higher tier than you? Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to give you 2 for that. So I think that's +4 rep on your sheet. So let's add that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting close.
That's group rep.
Yeah.
What's the singular rep? Have we ever done that?
I don't
Maybe that's a
know.
question for next time.
Is there singular? I guess, yeah, there's reputation on there. I haven't seen any rules to that effect, but I will investigate it.
Because if that exists, then like Nighthawk's rep is going down, down, right?
Yeah, or up, depending on who it's reputation with.
Right.
Casey Jones is sitting in his own apartment going, yes, just like me. Cool. So I think that is rep. You're getting close to a new tier. Ooh. And rewards. Let's look at rewards. I'm gonna say this was a standard job. So you are getting resources for this. And I think so you're gonna get 6 resources. How would you like to distribute that?
1 each and 2 in the vault.
Yeah, cool. I'll throw the ones in the vault, and you can add them to your sheets. And I think, part of it comes from the standard channels, and again, resources are also connections and all that. I think part of it actually. So I think the aftermath of the trial is that a key witness didn't show up, and Sebastian Shaw was let go because they didn't have anyone to confirm this weapons deal to American enemies that he was involved with. And I think part of the resources you get, not a gift basket, but you get a small tasteful token of appreciation from Shaw Industries, kind of like a thank you for doing me a solid. Yeah, Shaw's got good lawyers. So yeah, that is the rewards for that. I think that is all we do. Yeah, I'll do the heat and fallout afterwards, or I'll do the fallout from the heat afterwards because that's my little mini game. So yeah, what do we feel like time wise? Do we feel like going into some downtime, or do we want to start that up next time?
I'd say let's do downtime.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So downtime. Let me get the sheet back there. Downtime activities.
Do we want to do downtime, or do we want to do XP And then downtime with the time we have left before we scoot.
Good question.
Yeah.
So XP could be gotten from downtime, for sure. So might be missing out on some there, but it's up to y'all. I'm happy either way.
We could do downtime. I just wanted to throw that
And let's
out.
reserve some time for XP at the end, because otherwise
Yeah.
I'll forget. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Downtime activities book. I should get the physical book because flipping through this is here we are. Cool. So downtime, acquiring assets, long-term projects, recovering harm, rehabilitating images, training, recovering resilience. Anyone have any ideas?
I'm definitely going to recover resilience because
Oh, everyone put a tick on each of your clocks starting downtime. Yeah, we'll start off with there. Cool. Savava, you want to start off by recovering some resilience. Tell me about that.
So I roll a die, and then there's a table or something. I keep getting a 3. So that's 1.
What are you doing to recover?
I'm going to I'm going to cash in at least one of my clocks here. So
Cool.
I'm going to cash in who is desperate for my help. And I think this is just Svava is in her, I assume she has a room or something on top of Caffeine Hazard. And there's a raven lands on the on the railing outside and pecks on the window until she lets it in, and it cars and it has a message attached, and she reads the message, and that's all we get to see.
Nice. I love that.
It's more like a tweet, right?
Sorry? Yeah.
Cool. So that's getting you back 4, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm going to cash in the other clock as well, which is how can I help with Caffeine Hazard? And I think she's like sweeping up and putting up chairs after closing time.
Cool.
That's all.
Cool. Cleaning up. All right. That's your first action. Who else has got something they'd like to do?
Very easy and quick. For Narrow, she is going to train on Resolve.
Cool. What does that look like?
I'll complete that out. I think it's more scenes in the coffee shop with Narrow and the Kindle reading more books about people influencing and
There's some Tony Robbins in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Who else?
I know at least one thing. I want to cash in Who Holds You Accountable, because like we tapped a whole bunch of magic buttons this session.
Cool.
And, I have an idea on that, but like if you have an idea, or if you want to save it for the next session or whatever.
No, go for it.
Well, I was thinking that, like, we haven't seen him introduced in any of the, well, Nick Cage played him, but like Ghost Rider might be, might be the one holding me accountable. But especially since I ride a motorcycle. But I mean, it could be so much. It could be Wong. It could be Ileana Rasputin. It could be. It could be Harkness. It could be, Scarlet Witch. There's a lot to play around with in this area.
Let's see your roll first, and then we'll talk about it. Yeah.
The roll. What the roll?
Oh, do you want your recovering resilience?
I was going to cash in the downtime question. Who holds you accountable? Do I have to now? I roll.
Yeah, your roll to add to that.
Okay. The
So are you cashing in? Are you trying to recover resilience, or are you cashing in that clock as a scene?
oh, I thought it turned into a scene and that recovered your. I'm really confused. So
Yeah. So when you want to recover resilience, you'll roll, and then you can choose to cash in either one or two clocks, or however many clocks you want
to add to it,
to
I
add to
see.
it. Yeah, and then we
Okay.
can build a scene on top of that, or as a result of
Oh,
that.
okay. Now I understand. All right, so rewind that then. Um, uh, I roll the lowest rating. Is that still the?
We roll. What do we roll? We just roll a die, right? Is that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You roll a die whenever you
Yeah.
recover harm. If the story supports, like with power or help or first aid kit, then you can roll an additional die. But I don't know
Yeah.
if that applies to resilience as well as recovering from harm.
So let's see. To recover resilience, roll a die. You make recover more by cashing in a downtime clock. Yeah, I think that's it for resilience. Yeah.
Yeah,
So just one
I don't
d6
think
and
it
then the
applies.
clocks.
I don't think it applies to harm. I feel like that's the equivalent of having a medic in Blades.
Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled a.
Sorry
Five.
about that.
Nice.
Sorry about that. I rolled a 5.
Cool.
Sure.
So that's 2 points to start off with, and then you can cash in your clock or clocks.
Oh, I thought it was literal. I was like 5. Okay. And then I will get the 3-point. So we started downtime. So I clicked up the question of who holds me accountable from 2 to 3.
Mhm.
And then I'd like to cash in those 3 against the
Cool.
resilience. So now I click off 3 of them and we queue up a scene at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be interesting to know what Wong thinks of the like limbo magic as opposed to the Doctor Strange magic. But also like getting Ilana involved would also be interesting. What do you feel like?
Maybe maybe both.
Mhm.
Like maybe it's like a scene with both of them, right? Like
Mm.
Wong's like, this is my area of the world to protect, and Ileana's like, this is my expertise, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
so maybe
Maybe
both.
after meeting you the first time, Wong got in touch with Ilana to understand more,
Yeah.
and and then they have a little sit down with you and kind of check in with what you've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Ilana specifically asks like, you know, you use it to teleport someone else. What do you? How did that go? And do you have any impression for what that might have been like for them, or what it might have affected otherwise?
Well, it was like a punch to the gut, but more like to the head. Um, but yeah, just uh opened the hole, and I guess the hole went to limbo, then a hole out of limbo, and he struck uh she struck the guy. Um, but I mean, it really hurt my head um to do that, and um I don't know. I feel like I'm being watched.
Mm.
So, but it seemed like the best idea at the time.
And I think they kind of exchange looks and say, "All right, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you know if anything develops."
Okay. And in the comic books, there's this ongoing storyline called Strange Academy where, the next generation of magic users
Mm.
is being trained. Magic's one of them. But I think it would also be interesting just to have one of those moments where like Ileana feels very close to Oh wait. I'm not the I'm the only Wolfsbane, right? So
Mhm.
she's never known me before. Okay, never mind. All right.
Yeah, and none of this has been in MCU yet, so we can make up what we
Well,
want.
so we're not using the new, but we're not using the New Mutants movie. All right, in the weeds. Never mind.
Yeah.
We'll work it out later. Um, yes, that's the scene. Basically, like I get called to the principal's office.
Awesome. I love it.
Can I leave the question there? That seems like a really good like cycle just to keep on
Yeah.
dealing with the accountability, you know. Um, but or am I required to like create a new downtime?
I know you can just leave it there. Yeah,
That's
that can
so
be a
neat. That's so neat. I love
ongoing
that.
thing.
Okay. All right, cool.
Nighthawk, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, so I need to recover some resilience. And I'm going to start. I'm probably going to cash in clocks, but I'm going to get the roll on the table to narrate what's going on. So let's see what that looks like. I got a 2, so that's
That'll get you a
1.
point.
Yep. And I'm going to cash in both of my clocks.
Okay, cool.
My 2 clocks are, how can I get the team to trust me, and do you have a villain counterpart? So of course
Yeah.
we saw, I think, we're in the caffeine hazard, and the attack is all over the news.
Mhm.
And I think what we see is the Hawk Knight, character kind of step out, and we see a bloody mess, right? And of course the helicopter couldn't catch much, and I think I step up, and as I see this, and they're like, murderous vigilante on the loose or something like that, and I step up and I smash the TV. I think I just put a fist through it or something like that, and it
Nice.
cracks. Which one of the things is, how can I get the team to trust me? And I think they trust me a lot less if I'm getting violent.
Yeah. And yeah, like how is this guy associated with you? Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. I love it.
Yep.
How do the rest of you react to that?
This was our TV or your TV?
Caffeine
No, this
hazard.
was
Yeah.
the caffeine hazards TV.
Oh boy. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, go for it.
No, I was just like, it's like my TV, what are you doing? But like she doesn't care about TV that much. She's like, I was listening, I was watching that. I thought I was the one with the temper issues. What's wrong?
Daryl starts to say something that says, well, he kind of owns the place. I'll just order it.
I don't own it at all. And I kind of look around. I'm like, y'all were there. Y'all saw. I wasn't anywhere near that place. But all there was smoke. So you're not sure exactly where I was.
You weren't?
Yeah, because you were just hanging out on the outside of the truck.
Well, obviously they double crossed one of their members. We just need to get it proven to everybody else. I mean, right?
There's proof, and then there's bad press, and this doesn't. I mean, this makes not just me wanted, but all my associates.
Oh, I didn't think about. Oh boy. How do we fix this?
I don't think we do. I think this is mine to fix. And I think I walk out then.
Nice. Love it.
But I think Rain isn't going to stop the idea that she came up with, which is she's going to get an article printed or an op-ed or something like that printed that tries to fix it. And I don't know if it'll work or not, but that's like a future thing.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'll add it to my it's actually to remind
You're a
me.
journalist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect. I love that.
I love it. Cool. You've all got one so far. What's next?
I think I should recover some harm. because I have 2 level 1s, and that
Yeah.
is scary. So that's the same kind of roll, right?
Yeah. So that would be adding ticks to the healing clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, same deal.
However, this one you can get an additional die if the story supports.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, so if you're simply resting and have no powers to help, roll 1. If you have powers or someone to help you, roll 2. And I think this is also one that you can spend. You can spend to increase the result. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm not sure who this makes most sense with. I think I want to go for narrow. And I think this is like Svava is supposed to change the bandage on the wound on her midriff from the sword, and she's got some cuts and bruises like everywhere, so she needs some help with like putting some bandages on and that sort of yeah. So can you get that one? There's I'm back here. I can't quite reach it.
Of course, of course. She grabs the bandage. Hey, it's gonna sting just a little bit. Puts on a little iodine or a curcum or neosporin or something, and this is. Do you? What are your feelings about stitches?
Well, if I need them, I'll take them. But
All
this
right.
isn't quite that bad, right?
I'll take care of it. No problem. And she'll run grab the full on first aid kit rather than the whatever Svava is thrown together. It's less effect, so I don't think it's like more than a couple stitches, but narrow tongue sticking out. Like we'll just do like 3 little stitches.
Ah,
Hold still. It's gonna be okay. Just a minute. Okay.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry you took a hit like that. I wish I could fight like you.
You have other talents, and you can learn to fight. We can spar a bit later if you like.
You should heal up first, but after, yeah, that sounds great.
I've fought worse with worse wounds.
I'm sure you have.
Cool.
Cool.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling 2 dice.
Yeah. Cool.
Get
Well,
5.
get you 2 boxes, I think.
Yeah. And that's not enough. You can pay resources to get extra action.
Yeah.
I think I'll pay a resource just to roll again.
Cool.
That's another 5. So that's 2 more ticks, and that it reduces all harm by 1 level, right?
I think so. Let me double check. Healing clock. Oh, when you suffer new harm, clear any ticks on your healing clock. That's brutal.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that because that's the same thing in Blades.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
Does it take down? Clock. When you feel your healing clock, reduce each instance of harm by 1 level. Yeah, so
Cool.
That'll take care of everything.
Yeah. I think Svava is cutting down a bit on the booze, so she's not hungover all the time.
Love it. Remakes, Rain, or Shadowhawk?
Yeah, I'll go. I need to recover harm as well,
Mhm.
and I think I'm going to go to. I think it's Vanessa is my
Butler.
butler.
Yeah. And Doctor.
And see if I can't get some doctrine, and I'm gonna roll that and let the dice say what the scene looks like. Ooh, I got a
Ooh,
6.
6. That's 3 dots, I think.
It is.
Right.
Something else. You can spend 1 resilience for +1 level to a max of critical. So I will
That's
spend a resilience to
I think
take
that's
5.
resources, not resilience.
Oh, is it resources? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll
Yeah,
spend
because
a
they
resource
always
then.
spell out resilience because res is always resources.
So I'm going to. So I spent a resource to take 5 ticks. So I have 1 left over, and then I am no longer. My level 1 harm goes away. And
Yeah.
the way that looks is, I think it's basically a lecture, and I think we start to see that back at home, back at my parents' mansion kind of place. They actually have, I think last downtime we saw, her stitching me up and putting me into bed and that kind of stuff. Well, this is a little bit more serious. Like, and she, we see her take me into an area, into like an office, a doctor's office, where they actually have their own X-ray machine. And she lays my wrist down and X-rays it to make sure it's not broken, and then basically puts it in one of those binders. But this is like the Velcro metal stabilization thing, but it's intended to limit mobility. I think it's black because she wants it to be a little bit more fashionable and that kind of thing. And I think I get the lecture while I'm there. It's like, number one, you're going to have to lay low for a while. I saw the news. And, number 2, you can't keep going at this rate. You're gonna burn out. And as you know, the family has a lot more important things to go on in the future. And if you burn out too fast, it puts us all in jeopardy.
What do you think about that?
I think it makes him angry. And we see, like a little bit of tension. And he's, he responds to her, "You're not my parents." And,
It's our dad.
I'm going to make the decisions about what's needed or not here.
Right.
So, yeah.
Cool. Looks like Rain, you said your training playbook.
Yeah, I mean, after going to the principal's office, maybe either Ileana or Wong or something like that gives me just like a book that I can start reading, like you wouldn't find it in the library book, but not going to be stolen by evil villains kind of book.
Nice.
And I'd also like to start can we have 4 downtime clocks? How many can we have? I guess is what I'm asking.
I don't know. I think you can add more, but double check.
So I've currently got who holds you accountable and who do I butt heads with.
Yeah.
I've got one for can I fix our worsening rep, which is my op-ed article or whatever I'm trying to publish.
I
But I'd
think that
also-
might be just a downtime action next time around because you can rehabilitate your image with that one.
Right.
Okay. Then I
Yeah.
would like to change the rep one to what is the energy inside me, because one of the things I can do is I can add an additional like sorcerer energy supremacy kind of thing, and I'd like to put that on my list. So
Okay.
I will
Is it a downtime clock or a project?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess it's like, I guess it's not a scene. Yeah, it's not really
Yeah.
a
So
scene.
You're not trying to
is it?
recover resilience, right? You're trying to actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay.
Well, let's leave it there for now, and I'll do some research, and we can adjust it as
All right.
needed.
I'll leave a note for myself. All right.
Cool. Mix, did you have action you wanted to do for downtime there?
Yes, I would like to start a project, a
Nice.
long-term project clock, to find out what the serum was.
Oh, and we get 2 XP for playbook since now we've upgraded it. Is that right?
Yeah, you get 2 XP for any training.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because we got all 4. I love that. Let me figure out how big the clock is, and we'll put that
Okay.
one on. Do we roll for progress first, since you started that?
Yeah, I can roll for progress, because regardless of how many ticks are on it, I would do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be she doesn't have anything to study. So
I just like doing research, tracking down leads, all that.
okay.
You do have Resse to study.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Talking with
Resse to
him.
study, so I'll start with study.
Okay, cool.
I've noticed your sweat has turned yellow or something like that.
I have 5. Was that 2 ticks, I think?
Nice, that's 2 ticks.
Hooray.
Cool. I'll figure out what that looks like. 2 ticks. Ticks. It's clock? Question mark. Great.
Whoa, what did you just do to your character?
Oh, did I break something?
Yeah.
Okay, I undid it. Is it better?
No. Well, not on mine. Take a look at you on my character sheet.
Oh, shit.
Ref.
Well, earlier, like
Oh,
I
it's
had some things on the Tinker row that were like
we
aired
go.
out, and I was like,
I
"What's
think it
going
was just the
on?"
name, so it should be good now.
Okay, all right. And I was just like, "What is going on?" And then whatever you just hit, oof, it all went to heck. That was fun.
Cool. Anyone want to pay for any more downtime, or we feel good?
I would. I saw in the chat though that someone wanted to do a time check. How are
I
we
was
doing
just
on
saying
time?
it's time check because it's like time.
Yeah.
It's 3. It's past 3.
Oh, it's 3. Look at that.
Yeah, it's time.
Oh, look at that. Cool. Yeah. Do we want to? So, how do folks feel right now?
I'm good. I'm going to write down that I'm going to spend for a downtime activity, and we can do that at the start of the next session. But I do think we need to go through XP because I'll forget if we don't.
Yeah, let's just do XP quick. Cool. Then let's see. Watch Dogs. Did you discover something new about the world? Definitely one. Anything else there?
Just the one, I think.
I mean, it's the first time I've ever done this wolf out thing, but
Is that? I think it's more about you than the world, though.
Cool.
Yeah, so we'll do one for that. Contend with challenges above your current station, for sure. At least one. Bolster your team's reputation or develop a new one. What do y'all think?
I don't think we did. Like, we failed.
we're developing an evil reputation.
I don't want XP for that.
Exactly.
Definitely did some strange stuff happened there. I think I'll give you one for strange for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the team?
So I think we did. I think we worked well together during that cluster that just happened.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, so let's call it 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Svava, did you address a challenge with compassion or did you inspire someone?
I don't know. Did anyone feel inspired? Because that's kind of not up to me.
Oh my good, but the thing where you were like, ducking under an exploding motorcycle?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
That was dope.
And you pulled off your Carpe Diem move, so that's definitely take one for that.
right.
Did you address a challenge, or did you bring in your downtime clocks, origin, or profession?
Um,
Definitely one for your
Well,
origin with Sigrid.
yeah, the Asgardian thing showed up, and I brought in downtime clocks with the or not. I mean, I did it when we did the downtime stuff,
Mhm.
but I assume that counts.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
reason that Mark offered up the you might miss out on XP if we
Mhm.
do it for downtime.
Yeah. And ultimately these questions are up to you to answer. So yeah, take 2.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any trauma, so that's 3 XP.
Cool.
Night Hawk. Did you address a challenge with force or recklessness?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that's 1 or 2?
I think that's 1. The recklessness seemed to be the grappling hook escape kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Did you bring in your downtime clocks, origin, or profession?
Yeah, I think with the downtime clocks would be the villain counterpart, and that was a pretty strong through line. So yeah,
Cool. Do you think that's 1 or 2?
I think that's 1.
Cool.
I can't think that I brought my origin or profession in any, in any significant way. So yeah, I think just 1.
All right. So that's 2. And no trauma. Devil Wolf. Ooh, getting up there. Did you address a challenge with creativity or solve a problem by thinking outside the box?
It wasn't entirely creative to flip a truck or anything like that. Unless anybody else has any ideas, I can't say that I did, to be honest.
Cool.
Right.
Did you bring in your downtime clocks, origin, or profession?
Both. Yeah, so I'm gonna
Cool.
do the op-ed and I did the downtime clocks. That's 2.
Awesome. And no trauma.
Yep.
And remakes. Did you address a challenge with insight or add an interesting perspective to a scene?
Well, I had to be talked into it, but rather than punchy trying to talk a guy down, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And did you bring in your downtime clocks, origin, or profession? For sure, at least 1 for origin.
yeah, origin for sure, and profession. We had a whole lot of coffee shop oriented stuff, like the van, the scene with Nighthawk, the scene with Svava healing up, like all that. So I think,
Cool.
I think 1 there.
Great, go for it.
3 XP.
3 XP. Sweet, and that is our paperwork. Do we feel like we have time to do a quick round of stars and wishes? You want to get to the coffee thing?
I could do stars and wishes.
Cool. Why don't you start us off?
You bet. Stars. I enjoyed that we had a fight and that it was a healthy amount of the session, but it wasn't the whole session. I'm glad that we have reached a little bit of fluency to where we can get to other stuff. I like that. I enjoyed the Hawk Knight introduction that spilling over into downtime scene. That was really, really cool. Also, the phrase that I put in chat, just want to say it out loud in a repetition. The Spirit Halloween Nighthawk was so funny. That's such a great shorthand. It's great. You need a wisecracking sidekick, like a snapper car who throws out that kind of stuff. Just rides along and never gets hurt. The Rain talking to was interesting. Getting talked at by Ilyana and Wong felt very MCU, and
Mm.
also it felt like a post-credit sequence, which was amusing to me.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely,
Felt very,
definitely.
very like, and we're doing this thing, but we're also kind of setting up this other Disney Plus series, which amused me. And Svava, I've really enjoyed the Svava narrow stitching and the mix of Understory you played, so being a super badass, but also wincing a lot while getting stitches was neat. I like that juxtaposition of soft and hard. Wishes. I don't know. This is the first session where I didn't have a whole lot of I don't have any like critical wishes, but wishes for future stuff. I definitely am into the scroll serum thing and how that just pulls Nero into stuff that she's trying to dance
Mhm.
around. I enjoy that. And darn you for that. It's great. 2 straight sessions where you've been hit me hard in the scroll bones. It's great. So yeah, that's my main that wish, and also Hawk Knight face off needs to happen.
Yeah.
But I know that Steven will say that. So
Awesome. Anish.
Yeah, I really enjoyed having kind of a slug it out, drag down fight. But I think we also cut it at the right time. Like, yeah, we're done with the actual. Yeah, we're done with the fight. We don't need to pursue it anymore. So I think that was good. Yeah, I like that we are getting. I think Rich mentioned that we're getting more fluent in the system. We are still learning things, but we have. I think we with the experience from Stars in the Dark, also we have some. We have a general feel for the game play cycle, I guess, and that's good. Wishes. More. Just yeah, more stuff. I'm looking
Awesome.
forward to being tier 1 just because it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Kai.
Star definitely for like Svava has a sister, there's a sword with like blood, and like I'm ready to go to Asgard anytime you are. Um or I don't know. I always have the in my heart like old Asgard, but like
Mm.
the movies have the new Asgard. Um, I want well where I mean we saw anyway. Oh yeah, Heimdall and Jane Foster, right? Like we saw that credit sequence. Like that's what I think of when I think of what's Asgard, not
that's
the city.
Valhalla. That's what I think of for
Oh,
Valhalla.
Yeah.
That's right, that's Valhalla. Okay, never mind. You're right. That's what it was. Anyway, a field trip sounds fun. And I really wanted to do this in character, so I'll try to remember to do this. So it's a wish and a star. It's that Nighthawk represents just ingenuity and preparedness, and Leech can't turn off your powers. And I think it's a great juxtaposition. Like you're like Captain America, sort of, and like I like that, right? Like you've got the leadership and the get to it, the getting things done kind of attitude. I really like that. Um, and uh, so that's my stars. Well, I don't know, like that convincing, like forcing, just continue to like force that guy to talk to convince him down is so much your character, Rich. And I really like that. At first, I thought it was just like, oh, it's because she thinks he's a scroll. But I think, no, it's more than that. It's like the belief that nobody has to be evil in a world where everything is defined by good and evil. So I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's it. I guess just the wish is to have that conversation. I want to have a conversation between um my character and Nighthawk about, you know, how much she values him in the team. Which I think is part of what you're looking for, that trust kind of situation. So all right, I'm done.
Ooh, Steven.
Yeah, so I really liked that the de-escalating of the big situation and the Nova situation was done through sway. That's not something we often see in a
Yeah.
lot of these games. That was really fun. I also really liked the unexpected, part where Devil Wolf said, I have to get the truck back up, right? I have to flip it back
Yeah.
up. And I'm like, never even thought about that. That's great. That was really good. And again, the introduction of the sister, I think that was through a Devil's Bargain,
Mhm.
which is fantastic. I love that, you know, the game pushes us towards finding out these cool things, like with the downtime clocks and all that. And Anders, you leaning into that and saying, "Oh, it's not just someone I know; it's my sister." That was really, really good. Um, and wishes, um, there's something in me that I'm going to compare and contrast Stars in the Dark versus Galaxies in Peril. Stars in the Dark, getting resilience or stress back seemed easier, and at least
Mm.
for me right now, I'm uh going through my list of downtime actions, and I'm like, oh, there's too many. It's not just I want to do it, but it's like, in order for me to feel like a superhero, I want to do too much. So I think that's a good thing to keep pushing me towards that. So yeah, I think
Awesome.
that's a star, not a wish. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely I like the way that it kind of reinforces the feeling like you are badasses, but you're also beginner badasses. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen there.
And
Um,
and the heat mechanic that you have, where you have this
yeah,
pile of things to make things worse for us. I'm like, that's threatening and
yeah.
fun too. Yeah.
I have so many things now. Uh, yeah, I guess I'll lead off like one of my stars is that both like a combination of the system and y'all. I have so many threads to pull now. I have so many things that can be rolling in the background. I don't feel like we're ever gonna run out of stuff. So that makes my job a little bit easier. I did have no idea why he was a Skrull until like 15 minutes before we started. So like last minute pull out, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I got to just looked at the threads and tied some threads together. So that was
15
fun.
minutes before the game, some guy came out of an alleyway and said, like, here's a plot device for you.
It's gonna cost you. Yeah, super fun session. I hope I didn't like push you into doing this way for beating
No,
the guy,
I'm
but
glad you did. It
I,
was
I
a
love
better
the way that worked
expression
out.
of who the character is, so I'm very happy.
Yeah, and it
Thank
fulfilled
you.
the wish last time from like the punchy fighty is not always the best way to solve stuff. So that worked out really good, and I got a buddy to talk to. Yeah, I think everyone did everyone like did their character super hard and contributed to the scenes in their own way, even with the failed rolls and stuff. It was great, and great turning the because I didn't want to just like, oh yeah, you take a little bit of harm, like, oh yeah, the consequences that people, and then you turn that into something super fun. That was great. Yeah, and like working. I gotta figure out what Ilana is like more in this game and kind of help work that in, and just seeing more of Nighthawk's everything from the scene with Vanessa to like House. I think I have a name for the guy. We'll see if it comes up.
Definitely the Vanessa scene. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all did great. I the pacing of the fight felt pretty good. I was trying to like because it's not D&D, we're not just gonna fight until someone runs out of hit points, just focusing on the cool panels, and the rest is kind of hand waved. So I think that worked out really well. um yeah, just fun all around. Wishes, I think Kai was the only one that did like a semi flashback, and I think I wanted to see more flashbacks. I think, and we didn't do that much in the other games too. So That's definitely a part of the system I want to explore more and see how that goes. Yeah, I think that's it. Just to like keep me busy weaving the threads together. A good time. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I think there is a very short post credit scene, kind of surveying the damage of the highway, and which focuses on the shotgun that has been left, was dropped on the floor on the ground there, with no sight of our concerned citizen anywhere around.
Fishy.
And
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Great. Good game.
Cool.
We'll stop recording here.